Motion numéro 1.
Sénatrice Galvez.
Chers collègues, je m'adresse à vous avec la même motivation qui m'a amené dans cette Chambre il y a 9 ans. J'ai prononcé mon premier discours en honneur de la Journée de la Terre que j'ai partagé et ma conviction que sans nature, il n'y a pas de ville, pas de société, pas de nation. Lorsque le roi Charles III a ouvert cette 45e législature, il nous a rappelé une fois de plus la responsabilité qui nous incombe de bien gérer la terre, de protéger ses habitants et de guider notre pays dans l'incertitude, mais aussi dans les opportunités de ce moment historique. En 2017, je disais que notre pays était à l'aube d'une renaissance, où le Canada pourrait être le leader, non par la conquête ni la domination, mais par la sagesse, l'équité et l'harmonie avec la nature. Cette renaissance n'est plus une vision lointaine, c'est désormais une nécessité urgente. Les paroles du roi ont reconnu la force de notre diversité et de nos institutions et les grands défis qui nous attendent. Pourtant, je vous pose la question aujourd'hui. Notre ambition est-elle à l'auteur des crises planétaires auxquelles nous sommes confrontés? Réchauffement planétaire, acidification des océans, dégradation de l'environnement, effondrement de la biodiversité, et c'est alors que les citoyens perdent confiance en la démocratie. Profitons du discours du roi pour réfléchir honnêtement à la situation. Despite decades of scientific warnings, the ecological emergency has only intensified. Record wildfires have right now raging, scaring our forests. Our cities have suffocated under smoke and heat domes. In 2021, 619 people died during the BC extreme heat dome. The phenomenon of overwinter fires are becoming an increasingly common occurrence. These are existing wildfires that move underground and slumber throughout the winter months before resurfacing the following spring. The 2016 Fort McMurray and 2024 Jasper wildfire event exceeded $6 and $1 billion in insured losses, respectively. Last year, insured losses caused by extreme weather events were over $9 billion. This year, we have already exceeded the $5 billion mark. In our prairie provinces and territories, rivers run dry, and ice roads have shorter service time. Our oceans are transforming from cradles of life to acidifying vaults of carbon. Each of these changes is measurable, predictable, preventable, but most profoundly unjust. They result from a broken system of unsustainable extraction of natural resources, industrial pollution, and an outdated linear economy that treats nature as a limitless warehouse and dumping site rather than our living sacred space. I stand here before you to say there is another way, one that does not sacrifice our children's future for quarterly profits, one that recognizes that our greatest sources of wealth is not selling raw natural resources, but instead the various kinds of knowledge our society possesses, the care we feel and give to fellow citizens, and the love and admiration for the land itself. The speech of the throne alluded to economic transformation, calling for the largest economic shift since the Second World War. I welcome wholeheartedly this framing. This ambition must be matched with clear vision. This transformation must go beyond GDP growth or global competitiveness. We need a new economy grounded in 5 interwoven pillars. The care economy, where caregiving and health are not viewed as expenses, but as foundational investment in human and society resilience. The circular economy, where waste becomes a resource and materials are reused, remanufactured, and repurposed. The knowledge economy, where education, research, science, and the arts are central to innovation and to social progress, where Artificial intelligence is used to increase quality of life for all and not as a tool to manipulate society. The restoration economy, where past harms and ecological debt are actively repaired, creating jobs and healing communities. The regenerative economy, where we do not merely sustain ecosystems, but we enhance them, restoring soils, rewilding lands, reviving oceans. These new economic models offer a break from the colonial extraction economy and open the door to true partnerships benefiting the whole of society as they uplift indigenous knowledge, science, and life experience, restore ecosystems, and heal communities, advancing both reconciliation and planetary sustainability. A true transformation requires not only deep decarbonization, but also a dismantling of systemic environmental injustice. We must reject economic models that extract wealth from people and nature to concentrate it in the hands of a very, very few ones. As seen in the past, inequality is rising as wealth and power concentrate among elites, leaving many, many behind. This fuels frustration, erodes trust in our institutions, and deepens social divisions. These conditions breed civil unrest and weaken democracy by undermining participation, legitimacy, and social cohesion. The throne speech reaffirmed the government's commitment to reconciliation. But let us remember, as we just hear, reconciliation is not a project to be administered. It is a relation to be restored. I commend the increase on the Indigenous Loan Guarantee Program, and I urge that it be paired with long-term investment in governance capacity, language revitalization, land return, and cultural healing. Let us listen to indigenous people who have stewarded these lands for millennia. Their knowledge system offers not only insight, but wisdom about wildfires, water management, biodiversity, and balance. We cannot hope to solve the ecological crisis without indigenous leadership at the center. Free, prior, and informed consent must not be reduced to a checkbox. It must guide every major infrastructure decision and be embedded in law, policy, and economic planning. Chers collègues, l'heure n'est pas à la timidité. Alors que les régimes autoritaires se réaffirment et l'instabilité politique se répand, y compris la menace très réelle posée par les États-Unis de Trump, nous devons défendre les principes démocratiques. Le totalitarisme prospère dans la peur, la désinformation et l'influence des secteurs inflationnistes des ressources finies. Il nie la science du climat, sape la coopération internationale et divise les sociétés par la haine et la méfiance. C'est une menace non seulement pour la protection de l'environnement, mais aussi pour la paix elle-même. Le Canada ne doit pas suivre, il doit montrer l'exemple. Nous devons être les phares d'une démocratie inclusive et pluraliste, gouvernée par des politiques basées sur les données probantes et guidées par l'équité. Le discours du trône promet d'accélérer l'approbation de grands projets, de réduire les obstacles et de créer des stratégies nationales en matière de logement. Si ces objectifs sont louables et nécessaires, nous devons veiller à ne pas les sacrifier, les écosystèmes ou le consentement préalable, libre et éclairé des populations autochtones au nom de la rapidité. Un projet, une évaluation, oui, bien sûr. Cette évaluation doit être quand même exhaustive, publique, scientifique et véritablement participative. N'oublions pas les douloureuses leçons de lacs mégantiques, de grassy narrows, des fuites de bassins de résidus de sable bitumineux, où la rapidité, le manque de préparation et de transparence ont conduit à des dommages dévastateurs irréparables. Si nous voulons construire des milliers de logements et de devenir une superpuissance énergétique, faisons en sorte qu'ils soient construits pour durer, résilientes au changement climatique, abordables, économes en énergie et surtout intégrés à la nature. Lorsque nous avons adopté au Sénat la loi sur l'évaluation d'impact modernisée et la loi sur les stratégies nationales relatives au racisme environnemental et à la justice environnementale, nous avons reconnu l'importance des études d'impact, la nécessité de réaliser des évaluations régionales reliant les causes aux effets, ainsi que l'obligation d'entreprendre des consultations significatives avec les populations autochtones. When I arrived over 4 decades ago, I feel old, I brought with me a tenacious hope for science, for fairness, and for progress. That hope still remains very alive inside me. But in this age of disinformation and short-term thinking, we must renew our commitments to education, not only technical, but civic, environmental, and mainly ethical. The scientific method is our compass through uncertainty. It teaches us to ask hard questions, test assumptions, and revise our way of thinking, and change our path in light of new evidence. We need that spirit now more than ever. We must empower youth with knowledge. We must support researchers and public interest science. And we must create true policy that is not reactive, but proactive, that is based on foresight, not just hindsight. To this end, Canada will be wise to adopt science-based recommendations at the next step of our national action plans. Strengthening Canada's methane emissions regulation, granting rights to nature to ensure our ecosystem and rivers benefit from the same legal protections as corporations, increasing funding for science and research to promote innovation in Canada to foster resilience, promote sustainable finance, because without aligning capital flows with the crisis solutions, we won't progress but keep regressing. Canada is not keeping pace with our peers. If we want to strengthen our ties with Europe, with the Commonwealth, even with Asia, sustainable finance is an imperative. Honorable colleagues, I am an engineer and I work with constraint. I know what it means to build under pressure. But I also know this: if we design wisely, we can build structures that endure the passage of time. Together, let us design and build a Canada that is innovative while regenerative, not only extractive, that does not fear the end of polluting energy, but embraces the rise of biosphere economy, that does not see nature as a backdrop, but as a partner, that reconciles with its past by securing a just and livable future for all. Let us lead not with platitude, but with purpose. Let us show the world that democracy, decency, and determination can overcome crisis and fear. Let us move from resilience to regeneration, from rhetoric to results, concrete results, for the sake of all life that breathes under this northern sky. Let us act now with courage, clarity, and care. Merci, thank you, miigwech.